I'm going to read it. The Adventure of Huck, Chapter 11. Come in, said the woman, and I did. She says, take a chair. I done it. She looked me all over with her little shiny eye, and she said, what might your name be? Joe Williams. About you do live in this neighborhood? No, in the Huckville, down 7 Mile below. I've walked all the way, and I'm tired out. Hungry too, I comes. I'll find you something. No, I ain't hungry. I was so hungry I had to stop to my clothes here at the farm. But I ain't hungry no more. So what makes me so late? My mother's down sick and out of money, everything. And I come tell my uncle out on the moon. He lives at the upper end of the town. She said, I had never been here before. Do you know him? Never, but I don't know everybody. I haven't lived here in quite 2 weeks. As I can show ways to upper the end of town, you better stay here all night. Take off your bonnet. Well, says, oh, that's a while I can let go. And in the field as of dark. She said she shouldn't let me go by myself, but her husband stood be in by and by, maybe an hour and a half. And she sent him along with me. Then she got talking about her husband, about her relations up the river, and her relations down to the river, and about how much better off they used the word, and how they didn't know that they made a mistake coming to our town instead of letting out arms, and so on, and so on. Till I was appeared, and I had made a mistake of coming to her and find out what was going on in this town. By and by, she dropped on the top and Pep and the mother, and then I was pretty willing to let her quite right on. She told about me and Tom Sawyer to find the $6,000, only she got it 10, and all about Pep and what her lot he was, and what her lot I was. At last, she got down to where I was mother's eye says, he died without any concern about these goings, and down in Mr. Hooker. But I don't know is those that killed her pain. Well, I reckon there's a right much chance of people here that like to know who killed him. Something called being done it himself. That's so. Most everybody thought it at first. He never knows how now and he came to getting rich. But before that they turned it around and Jared was done by a nigger named Jim. I thought I like the better Steve Streisand should run up and never noticed I had a foot in the owl. And he got the very night Huck was killed, so there's a reward out for him. $300, and there's a reward out for the all being to $200. You see, he comes down the morning after the murder and told about it and was out so on the favorite town. Well, they have heat up and left, and before night they wanted to reach him, but he was gone, you see. Well, like they found out the nigger was gone. They found out he hadn't been seen. Then the 10 o'clock tonight as the murders was done, so they put it on him, you see, and while there was blood. Next night, and back comes old Bean, and we went to George. That's to get money to hunt for the niggers of Illinois where the judge giving some that evening they got drunk. But around 2 after midnight, with a couple of mighty hard-looking strangers, they ran up to them, well, he hadn't and come back since, and they ain't looking for him to back kill this thing. And Rose was faulty for things, and now that he killed his boy and fixed things, the folk will think louder done it, and then and they just have money without having gone a long time to it or lawsuit. People say they want and too screwed to do it. No, it's lie. I like it. He don't just come back for years to use your life. You can't prove anything on him. You know, everything is be packed down, then he'll work in Huck and money as usual, nothing. Yeah, I like him so. I don't see nothing in the way of it. As everybody keeps thinking the nigger done it. Not everybody, a good many things on here, and but they would get the nigger's prison now. Maybe they can scare it out of him. Why are they after him yet? Well, you were innocent, ain't you? There's $300 lay around every day for people to pick up. Some folks think the nigger is staying far from here, one of them. But I ain't talk it around. Just a few days ago, I was talking to an old couple who lives next door in Longshan, and they happen to stay hard. And everybody ever goes to that island, or beyond that they call Jackson's Island, and never lived there said, said. Nobody said they, I didn't say anymore. But I done some thinking. I was pretty near certain I seen smoke over there, about the head of the island a day or two before that. So I said to myself, like I was in the niggers the hiding over there. Anyway, says, that's the words that Proverbs give the face a hunt. I hadn't seen any smoke since, so I reckon maybe it's gone. If it was him, I wasn't going out over to sea. No, man, and he was gone up the river. He got back today, and then I told him as soon as he got here 2 hours ago. I got so uneasy I couldn't sit still. I had to do something with my hands, so I took up a needle off on the table and went to the threading. My hands were stripped, and I was making a better job of it. When the woman stopped talking, I looked up, and then she was looking at pretty curious and smiling on them. Up down the needle thread, I learned to be interested that I was true, and that $300 is power money. So I wish my mother could get it. Your husband going over there tonight? Oh yeah, you went uptown, and with the man I was telling you. Yeah, to get a boat and see if there's good balls and another gun. They go over after midnight. Couldn't they see better if they were to the way to daytime? Yeah, and couldn't the nigger see better too? After midnight, he'll likely be asleep, and they can slip around through the woods and hunt up on his campfire all the better of dark if it's got one. I didn't think of that. The woman kept looking at me pretty curious, and I didn't feel a bit comfortable. Pretty soon he said, "What did you say your name was, honey?" "Mary Williams." Somehow it didn't seem to me that I said it was Mary before, so I didn't look up, and seemed to me I said it was a child. So at the first I saw of the con, and I was walking, and I feared that maybe I was looking to, and too I wishes the woman would say something more the longer she thrilled and uneasy I was to her. Now she says, "Honey, I thought you said it was Saturday when you first came in." "Oh yes, and I did the Sarah's Mary Williams. That's my first name, and some said I was going to think me and Mary. Oh, that's the way of it. Yes, I was feeling it then, but I wished I was out of there anyways, and I couldn't look at it. Well, once tried talking how hard times was, how full they had to live, and then how relaxed was as free as if they to own the place, and so forth, and so on. And then I got easier again, so she was right about the rest, and then she's the one strict, and then he's not. I have a hole in the corner of her little while. She said that she had to have things and to throw it in when she was around. They wouldn't give her no peace. She showed me a bar or that twisted up into another, and said that she was a good shot with his jewelry, and then she went to her arms and they were to go. Didn't know whether she could throw the truth now, but she watched for a chance and directly banged away settled that. When she missed him wide and said out, it hurt her up, sir. Then she told me to try to put the next one I want to be getting away, before the old man got back to, but of course I didn't at all. I got things and the first light and showed his nose and I let drivers, and if it said the weather was he'd been out over sick and right. The child was first light and she reckoned I would hear the next one, and she went and got along over the lead, and patched it back and brought along the hand and which she went in me just half of it, and I held up to my two hands. She put a hand over them and went on talking about her and husband matters when she broke up to say, Keep your eye on the rest. You better have the right in your right hand. So she dropped the lunch into my lap just at the moment, and I clapped my legs together on it. She went on talking about only about a minute. Then she took off the hand and looked me straight in the face and very pleasant and said, "Come now, what's your real name?" Mom. So Lena Mrs. Bill and Tom about what is it? I like I shook like a leaf, and I didn't know how it was to do. But I said, please, to poke fun at the poor girl like me, and if I'm the way it's the hill, I said, I don't know. Sit down and stay. We walk, and then going, what else I am going to tell you on you. Another, you just tell me your secret and the present I keep it. What's more, I'll have you. So, it's my old man. If you want him to, you see, you're all on it. Presents and offers, there ain't anything. There ain't no harm in it. You've been treated bad, and you made up your mind to guard. Bless you, child. I won't tell you. And tell me about it. Now, that's a good story. So I said it wouldn't be no use, and tried to play it any longer, and I would just make Queen Bess and tell her everything. She mustn't go back. Her the funniest that I told her my father and mother was bad, and the Lord had found me. And after me and all family in the country stirred and a mile back from the river. It used me so bad I couldn't stay no longer. He went away to be gone a couple of days, and so I took my chance. So some of these daughters all occurred and cleared out. And I had been united coming through the mud at 12 nights. And I hid its daytime and slept in the bag of bread and the meat I carried from the home, lest it me all the way. And I had it plenty. I said I believe it was my Christmas moves that would take care of me. And so that was why I struck out for this town of Goshen. Goshen? Child, and this ain't Goshen. This St. Petersburg. Goshen 10 miles throughout the river, and who told you this was Goshen? Well, man, I met Daybreak this morning just as I was going to turn into the woods for my regular street. He told me when the road and broke, and I must take a right and then 5 miles to and pass me to Goshen. I was right. I like it. I told right and then the 5 miles would pass me to Goshen. I was right. I like it. Told you just exactly long so well. It acted like if he was wrong, and but ain't no matter how now I got this moving on, so I fetch Goshen, people ahead. However, a minute after snake the eaters might want it. So she put me up her snake and said, so when a cow's laying down, so which end out the gas up her and answers up the pump now. And stop to study over it, which end it gets up first. Mama, and that was four. That's 4, and which side? Oh, 3 does the most go on. No side. If 15 powers is bulging, and this side has how many to them the head is going the same direction. All 15 months. When I happened to have lived in the country, I thought maybe you was trying to Huck on me again. Sure I am now. George Peterson, Mom. But try to remember it, Georgie, and don't forget and tell me it's Poland before you go, and then out by saying it's George Ackland when I catch you, and go out about the woman and that old calico. You really go and tore first, but you might fool man. Maybe best to use charge when you set out to a thread or needle, don't hold the thread straight the past the needle of it. Hold the needle, see the folk, thread it at it. That's the way the woman must always does. A man always does the other way. And when you throw or letter anything to hit yourself of the tipper and fetch your hand up over your head as awkward as you can. You see, you're right about 6 or 7 feet. Throw a stick out from the shoulder, like there was a pivot just for a turns, like a girl. Not to throw, we stand up with your arms out the one side like a boy, and mind you, when a girl tries to catch anything left, and she throws her knees in the pot, and she don't slap them together. The way you did when you catch this stuff lonely. And a while Sparky used to throw a boy, and when he was flooding the needles, and I contrived the other things just to make certain. That what belongs to your uncles, Mary Williams, George Alexander Spitters. And if you get in trouble, you send word and to merge the Judas the Locust, which is me. And I'll do what I can get you out of it to keep the river slow all the way. Next time you tramp, take short and the socks with it. And a little with a lucky one, your feet will be in a condition, so when you get to Goshen, I like them. And up the bank, about 50 yards, then either one of my tracks slipped back to where my canoe was. I couldn't piece to blow the house. I jumped in and was off in a hurry. I went upstream and far enough to make the head of the island and then started to go up the sun burned it. The fire didn't want no grinders on them. When I was about a meter higher, those clocks began to strike. But I stopped and listened. The sound of sounds of banner, the words about clear. 11. When I struck the head on the island, I never waited to blow. Though I was most windless, but I shoved the light into timer. Where my old camp used to be, started the good fire there was going high and dry spot. And I jumped in the canoe and dug out for one place a mile and half load as hard as could go. I landed and sloped through the timber and enough to reach into the cabin. 예, 잠깐만요.
네.
Virgin latest sound slipped on the ground. I loaded him out and says, get up and hump herself, James then meant to lose. They left hers. Jean asked no question, never said a word, but the way he walked for the next half an hour showed about how he was secret, and but then time everything was had in the world was on our lap. She was led to be shoved out from the window and then called. When she was hit and put out of the attempt at fire at the cabin, first thing, I didn't show a candle outside after that. I took the canoe out from the shore. I was fished and took a look, but if there was a boat around, I couldn't see it, and for start and showers and good. I just stood by, and then we got out the left test and slipped along down the shade past the foot of the island that stiffs. Never saying a word. The end.